On the night of June 1st, something happened on Russian territory that could easily go down as one of the boldest and most technologically advanced special operations of the 21st century. The story sounds like something out of a movie. Ordinary trucks carrying what looked like mobile housing units parked near strategic sites. Then suddenly, hatches on the roofs opened and dozens of remote-controlled drones launched into the sky. Within minutes, they hit key parts of Russia's military aviation infrastructure. But this wasn't a movie script. It was a real operation, complex, multi-layered, and executed with high-level engineering and organizational skill. What started as a quiet plan became one of the most powerful strikes deep inside Russia's rear lines since the full-scale war began. More importantly, it shifted the balance of power in the air. Less than 24 hours after the drones were launched, according to Ukrainian sources, at least 15 aircraft were damaged or destroyed. Among them were strategic bombers like the Tu-95 and Tu-22, a heavy transport plane, An-22, and, reportedly, an ultra-rare A-50 airborne early warning and control aircraft. These aren't just machines. They're the backbone of Russia's air power in a major war. Some of these aircraft are so rare, they're considered irreplaceable. Their production ended in Soviet times, and today's Russian industry lacks the technical, financial, and human resources to rebuild them. So every loss isn't just one less plane. It's a strategic blow. Analysts say that if a third of Russia's long-range aviation fleet is damaged or destroyed, the country will no longer be able to carry out major remote strike campaigns, especially with cruise missiles like the Kh-101. These missiles have been Russia's go-to method for targeting Ukraine's energy grid and rear areas. Planning for this operation began back in the fall of 2023. According to open sources, the idea originated within Ukraine's security service, SBU, as an asymmetric tactic, something that could deliver maximum impact without massive troop deployment. Given the potential fallout, the operation was reportedly overseen directly by President Volodymyr Zelensky. The concept was unconventional. Instead of using traditional military gear, they hid strike capabilities inside ordinary-looking civilian objects. That's how the idea for mobile platforms disguised as shipping container-type buildings came to life. They could be transported by regular trucks, easily moved, placed, and hidden among millions of similar-looking structures across Russia. Each module contained a full launch system, compartments packed with FPV drones, remote-controlled roof hatches, independent power supplies, and a comms module. The main goal: full autonomy and zero visibility. The drones would launch without any operators present, via mobile internet connections, blending in with regular data traffic. The preparation hub was reportedly in Chelyabinsk, just a few kilometers from a military airbase. There, the systems were assembled, tested, and packed for transport. Every route was carefully planned to take advantage of the chaos of civilian logistics, avoid patrols and bypass checkpoints. A key trick? Using Russian drivers who didn't know what they were hauling. The containers were labeled as regular utility buildings, and drivers followed standard routes. Instructions came via mobile messages, with critical updates relayed by an anonymous handler known as Artem. Some reports suggest that modules were delivered to various regions, from the northwest to Russia's far east. Final stops included gas stations, warehouses, and industrial zones near military targets. No one suspected that inside these containers were drones ready to strike within hours. The timing wasn't random. In May, Ukrainian intelligence noticed Russia was moving a large number of strategic aircraft, over 40 units. But before they could fully establish new security protocols at their new bases, the operation launched. That moment of vulnerability was the perfect window. Footage of the drone launches quickly hit social media. Ordinary people filmed drones rising into the sky from what looked like shipping containers. In some places, people tried to stop the launches, throwing things at the drones, but it was too late. The main wave was already en route to their targets. The strike was massive and precise. At least 4 air bases were hit. Aircraft parked in the open were easy prey for the FPV drones. In some cases, command centers and communications hubs were also hit. After the operation, the launch platforms were remotely destroyed. Confirmation of losses came within hours. up to 9 Tu-95 bombers, potentially over a quarter of Russia's fleet, depending on the source. 4 Tu-22s, another major blow, and An-22, cutting a vital logistics capability. But the biggest loss was the A-50 flying radar plane. It acts as an airborne command center, spotting targets at long range, relaying data in real time, and directing air operations. Without it, Russia's air command system becomes fragmented and far less effective. This wasn't just about destroying hardware, it changed the rules of the game. Russia lost around 20% of its long-range aviation capacity. That means reduced ability to strike deep, control airspace, and respond quickly in conflict zones. The most remarkable part? The whole operation was executed autonomously. No foreign allies were informed in advance. Risks of leaks, diplomatic pressure, or political interference were deliberately avoided. Even Ukraine's closest partners only learned about the strike after it happened. It proved that Ukraine can make bold decisions, take full responsibility, and act with complete operational independence. Meanwhile, other incidents occurred. Railway lines and bridges were damaged. Explosions hit naval bases. Whether coordinated or just coincidental, the effect was the same: the impression that Russia no longer controls its own rear. That's not just a military outcome, it's a political one. This operation showed how modern tech and unconventional thinking can reshape the course of a war, even without a major ground offensive. The world changed, quietly but irreversibly. What once seemed like the bedrock of global stability turned out to be a fragile setup that couldn't handle new realities. We just witnessed how technologies that were used yesterday for logistics or surveillance can today alter strategic balance. The old security order, agreements, treaties, rules of coexistence, no longer match the new threats. These threats don't appear where we used to look, or in the forms we used to expect. Power no longer lies in massive armies or ultra-expensive weapons. It's in the ability to think differently, act quickly, and hit precisely. Since this operation, the traditional idea of deterrence, like nuclear weapons, doesn't feel absolute anymore. After all, what good is a billion-dollar weapon if a $600 drone can take it out? So, yes, we're standing on the edge of a global security shift. But maybe this transition is also a chance to rethink the big picture. These new tools demand a new ethics of force, new accountability in decision-making, and new ways to prevent escalation.